If you started the 30-day reset with me about 2 weeks ago, then this video is definitely what you've been looking for. Because right about now, what you're probably is on maybe day 14, day 15, and this is that point where most men start asking the wrong question. They start asking questions like, why don't I feel different now? Or they start asking questions about why hasn't more changed? Or they start wondering, shouldn't this have gotten easier by now? Hey y'all, you know me, this is Ken, and this is Life Moves with Ken. And on this channel, we talk about what it actually looks like for men to move their lives forward with intention. Not through hype, not through quick fixes, and definitely through discipline, direction, and the patterns that shape who we become, not just now, but in the future. And the goal is simple. The goal is to make sure that we're moving because as we know, life really does move. Lately, we've been talking about making change and we're on this 30-day journey. And right now, I need you to hear this. I need you to hear that real change rarely looks dramatic when it's happening. It's not. It's not going to be something big that you see big jumps or big changes in your looks or big changes in your finances. No, most of the time it's small, it's quiet, and it's almost invisible. And because it doesn't feel big, most people assume it isn't working, but that's the mistake. And today, I want to check on your progress and help you understand what change really looks like while we're in the middle of change happening. Because if you can recognize what progress looks like correctly, then you won't quit on yourself. So come on, let's go. So before we really talk about what change looks like, let's check in with where we are. And so pause for a second, grab your goal sheet, and let's be honest with ourselves. Let's really look at what we've done over the last 14 to 15 days and see how those days have gone. Let's ask some key questions of ourselves so that we can really do an honest check-in. First of all, have we stayed with our standard yet? Remember, we said in this whole journey that there is a standard that we would set, whether that was working out 3 days a week or whether that was putting our shoes by our bed so that we could get to the gym or whether that was starting our day off with about 15 to 20 minutes of prayer or reading. Whatever our standard was, we said that the standard was the lowest level of the effort that we would do and that we would accept from ourselves. And the question was, did I do it or did I not? The next question we have to ask is, have we protected our pattern? Remember, we said that protecting our pattern was making sure that we shut everything else out so that we could consistently do the small thing that we said we were going to do over and over again. And that's how we were going to protect the pattern. The third thing we must ask ourselves is, did we tighten the routine after week 1? And remember, tightening the routine was nothing more than us deciding exactly what the routine looked like. And so those are the 3 questions that we have to ask ourselves. And if you missed a day or two, hey, don't panic. This is the great thing about what we're doing. It's not about perfection. And right now, all we're doing is just being honest with where we are. This is a gauge on how we've done over the last 2 weeks, a little bit more than 2 weeks. The real question is not, did I do this perfectly? Because we acknowledge that there may be times and things that pop up that cause us to miss something. But the real question is, am I still in the fight? Am I still in the game? Because progress is not built by flawless execution. Progress is really built by continuing with the follow through. So if you are still following through and you're still setting your patterns and you're still saying this is my standard and you're still tightening your routine, then you're on it. You're doing a great job. So what? You missed a workout. So what? You had a bad evening. So what? You let a day get away from you. This is, again, not about perfection. This is about creating consistent routines that we can follow in a very simplistic and very repetitive way. The only thing that stops progress is leaving progress. So if you're still in the fight, you're doing a great job. So check in with yourself right now, stop the video, and run through everything that you've written down so that you can start answering these questions. Are you still showing up? Are you still committed? Are you still moving? Life Moves with Ken is about continuously moving because life is going to move whether we move or not. So check in with yourself to see, have you still been moving? Now, If you're looking at your goals and you're looking at your routines and your standards and how you have been working, this is where many men get discouraged. So they expect the change to feel dramatic. We've talked about this before, and I want to make sure that we understand very clearly. Many people, they wake up expecting more confidence, more discipline, more motivation, and even more clarity. And they expect the external results to show up fast. But real change rarely happens like that. And so you've got to understand really how what we're doing. We talked a few videos ago about the fact that real change is creating new patterns within our brain. And that takes about 20 to 30, sometimes even 60 days. And so most of the time, the beginning of change actually will feel frustrating instead of freeing. And so because our effort has increased and the visible results haven't shown up yet, oftentimes you'll find that people will get frustrated and wonder what's going on. And that gap, what it does, it starts to create doubt, and doubt starts sounding like this. Maybe this isn't working, or maybe I'm not disciplined enough, or maybe nothing's changing. But that's not true. Remember, you're just expecting visible transformations too early. We've already talked about the fact that you're looking for a result or some semblance of a result in 30 days, in 60 days. Right now, we're on day 14, 15. So don't freak out, calm yourself, and let's keep on moving. Let me give you clarity on what real change looks like, because this part really matters. So grab your pens and get ready to write this down. Change doesn't always look like dramatic results. Sometimes it looks like fewer negotiations with yourself. Sometimes it looks like getting up and doing the things without spending 10 minutes trying to debate yourself on it. Sometimes it looks like one less night wasted on your phone. Sometimes it looks like showing up on a day you didn't feel like it. Sometimes it looks like being more aware of the choices you're making. Sometimes it looks like catching yourself before you fall into old habits. That's change. So I'll give you an example. My wife and I, we were working out the other day, and neither of us wanted to go on the walk. Neither of us wanted to move. We were being lazy. Okay, let's call it like it really is. But we encouraged each other to get up and move, and we went on about a 3-mile walk. And when we got done, it was like, okay, we've got that out of the way. And what we realized was the victory was in just having done it, not in the distance that we went, or not even in the amount of time that it took us to do it. The victory is we just did it. And so we were able to keep ourselves consistent in a goal that we have. Sometimes change looks really boring because consistency is repetitive by nature. You're like, I'm doing the same thing over and over again. And guess what? Yeah, you're doing the same thing over and over again, because that's what consistency is. Sometimes change looks small, but when you identify with the small shift that you consistently do over time, then you'll notice that results will begin to show up. And this is really important. The man you're becoming often changes before the life around you does. So you're changing before the stuff around you changes. So don't give up, don't freak out, don't fall apart, don't quit on yourself. Keep showing up. So what is the real win that we're having right now? That's the question that you're asking. Because by day 14, the biggest win is not results. The biggest win is proof. So you're proving to yourself you can follow through. The biggest proof is that you're stepping out of old patterns. You're proving that you can stay in something longer than you normally have. The biggest proof is that you're becoming more reliable to yourself. And so you're proving to yourself that when I say something, I will follow through. And that matters a lot, because every day you stay in this process and every day you stay in the fight, you're building trust with yourself. You're proving that your word means something. And once a man starts trusting himself again, everything changes. And that's the deeper transformation that we're looking for. And that's the deeper transformation that you're going through right now. It's something that's happening on the inside. You are rewiring your brain to be a man that is transformative, because you're a man that's making moves, and you're making moves that are consistent with the person that you're becoming. You see the pattern there? So what do you do now? Simple. You don't do anything magical. You don't do anything outrageous. You just stay in the fight. You don't change the plan. You don't add more. You don't evaluate too early. Your job for the next 14 days is keep repeating the standard. You already have a standard. You've already chosen one thing that you're working on these 30 days. So just keep repeating the standard. Protect the pattern, reduce the friction, and keep showing up. This next stretch is where consistency starts to feel more natural. So it's not out of the ordinary for me to get up after I do prayer in the morning to go for a walk, or at some point early in the day to go for a walk. But that didn't come the first week that I did it. That has come after like 5 years of doing the same thing over and over and over again. And what you'll find is this is where your identity shifts, and this is where you become stronger and more aligned with yourself and the patterns that you're creating. You're no longer trying something, you're becoming someone. And that process is the entire point of this 30-day reset. So I'm hoping that you're understanding that we are on the move and we're moving in the right direction, but the goal and the outcome is not now. The goal and the outcome and the patterns that we're setting are, we will see the results of them down the line. So if you've made it to day 14, I want you to recognize something. You're already further than most people go. Most people quit in the first week. Most men never make it to the middle. You know it's happening because you're making it happen. So you just keep on moving and keep trusting the process, all right? Hey, look, we say it every week, and I really mean it for you. I really do love you, and I appreciate the fact that you keep showing up. If this helped you, subscribe to Life Moves with Ken. Hit the like button there, and then just drop in the chat what it is that you're working on, because this channel is about helping men move forward with intention. One move, one pattern, one day at a time. And remember, don't break now. You're not starting over. You're just starting from here. I've been Ken, and I love you guys. You have an amazing day, and I'll see you next time.